made the promoted somebody else who is well deserving to become the new VP of Sales, Mr. Bean, right? So congratulations, Mr. Bean. I think congratulations is overdue. But I think at the same time, it's amazing to see what we're accomplishing here, right? So this gentleman himself, as you guys all know, don't really need the introduction, but the one thing I really like about him is that every single time he comes to meetings, every single time he does, trainings, he's always pumped. He's always fired up. He's always there to like help and train more people. And the best thing about this is that a lot of the things that he teaches is not just related to, the sales aspect or solar, right? It's more onto the, personal development side, for those of you guys that actually, watch some of his podcasts, right? Driven Not Given, that's a really good one as well. Then we also have the the Build network, podcast, not podcast, but the series. So we're building a lot of different things, right? But the one best thing that I really like about him is that he has the heart to help people. Always willing to work with others and teach others, right? And he's accomplished a lot. I'm super excited to be on this call with him, just like the rest of you guys. So please go ahead and clear your desk, take some copious notes, and make sure that you guys are paying close attention, because whatever he's got to tell us, man, I think this is going to be some really good stuff, and we're going to get this fired up because it's 2025. And so please help me welcome Mr. JC Rangel.
All right, Calvin. Thank you very much, my friend, for that introduction. Thank you for everything that you do, my friend. And welcome, everybody. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend, and I hope your new year is off to a great start. I actually just got back from Las Vegas today. We decided on Friday night that we were going to leave to Vegas on Saturday morning. So we left Saturday and we came back today. It was just a quick 2-day trip. But I'm happy to be back, and there's a lot to do. So we're going to get started. So make sure that you guys are taking copious notes, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, make sure that you try your very best to not be in a place where you have any interruptions. One of my favorite books, it's a very big book. Look at this. It's called The Laws of Success. When I read books, I like to highlight them. And so I'm going to be going through some of these things on this book, and I've got a PowerPoint set out for you. So here's a story that this was taught to me. It was taught to me that this book was first written, and it needed to be watered down. That somebody told Napoleon Hill, rumor has it, legend has it rather, it was Henry Ford that told Napoleon Hill, there's too much information in that book, I need you to water it down. And it's The Laws of Success, 16 lessons to the laws of success by Napoleon Hill. And it got watered down once or twice, and then we ended up with the book Think and Grow Rich, which is an amazing book, which I've read as well. But the original one and most powerful one that's a harder read, it's a bigger book, is The Laws of Success. This is a 1925 edition. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, you know that building this business, at the end, what it comes down to is talking to more people, overcoming objections, showing the plan, following the 8-point system, becoming core, getting utility bills, getting customers, teaching other people, connecting to training, becoming the person, right? I could go on and name a couple of other things, but the personal development is that next level that you need. And I am a firm believer that you should be doing personal development on a daily basis. So this is your dose of personal development. Maybe next week, I'll train on some business building tips. Today, we're going to go and do a deep dive on this particular book. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And one last thing, remember tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursday, let's promote big. Let's get our guest to the business opportunity presentation. And this week, and somebody put the link for our Los Angeles event. It's called Crush It 2025. Crush It 2025. This is a generic event that we've got this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Somebody put the link in the chat. Make sure if you haven't registered, get your guest on there. I'm going to be speaking. I've got a friend of mine that's going to confirm by the end of the night tonight that makes $2-3 million a month that's going to come by and speak at this event. He told me right now, 15 minutes ago, I'm 90% sure, JC. I'm going to run it by my assistant to make sure that I don't have anything conflicting, but I'm 90% sure. I'll confirm by the end of the night. So I'm going to be speaking. He's going to be speaking Then I'm going to have a panel of successful entrepreneurs that have crushed it in business and how they plan on crushing it in 2025. And then we're also going to do some speed networking, kind of like speed dating, but it's speed networking, where you sit down in front of another person for a minute, you talk about who, what each other does, bring business cards, exchange information. So those of you guys that are not local, the question is, who do you know in the Los Angeles area? Send them that invite, get them to go, because guess what? The event is sponsored by BYLD Network. So we're going to have a Rain Encore Solar booth, rain booth, Encore Solar booth, and a security booth at the event, right? So you want to make sure that you promote and get your people there. So anyways, with that being said, the link is in the chat. Go ahead and register if you haven't registered yet and if you're going to go. So let's go into the laws of success. Now, I'm going to try to finish this today. And if I don't finish it today, I'm going to finish it next week. Okay, this is a book by Napoleon Hill. Okay, it says here with JC Rangel, because I'm going to be training on this today, but this is one of the best books out there on personal development, in my opinion. So let's get started. Law number one, for your notes, make sure you're taking copious notes. The law of the mastermind. The power of collective thinking and collaboration, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your vision and goals. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I mentioned in the training like 2 weeks ago, I mentioned to you guys, and tell me if I'm wrong, right? Or basically tell me if you remember this. I told you to get a workout partner, didn't I? I said, be core, follow the system, 8 points a day minimum, follow the system, become core, duplicate core people, and get a workout partner to help you be accountable. And I taught you the 10 core commitments. And if that workout partner could be somebody that's in your team or not on your team, in your upline or not in your upline, doesn't matter. That is a form of the mastermind. By the end of January, we're going to do something where we're going to meet with a couple of the key leaders in the company, and we're going to sit ourselves down at the corporate office. I'll be reaching out to you guys this week. We're going to sit down at the corporate office, and we're going to go through how are we going to get to 100,000 members, and how are we going to get you and you and you to this number that we have. We're going to have a mastermind. As you start to grow your team, you're going to have events where maybe your team is only 20 people, let's say, for example, and you meet with 3 to 5 of them. Maybe you meet with half of them, and you meet for the sole purposes of creating the mastermind to see how you guys can all help each other and build each other's business. Because here's what happens, and the book talks about the mastermind. It says, when 2 minds meet, they create a third, more powerful mind, right? Because you see some things that they don't see, and they see some things that you don't see. So this book talks about the importance of creating the mastermind and collaborating with others to achieve a common objective, learning from others and being able to open new ideas and perspectives, and building a network of supportive relationships that foster growth and success. So when we come together to something like this, and we do trainings every single Monday, this is a form of a mastermind. Now, even though this is a form of a mastermind, as you start to grow, you might want to have some masterminds with your upline leadership, with your team. Some of you guys look at yourself right now, you think, man, I can't imagine myself running a mastermind with my team. What would I say? The cool thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, that as time goes on, guess what? You're going to know what to say. As time goes on, you're going to realize, oh, wow, I wasn't the person before, but I am the person now. Now I am the person I wasn't before, but I am now. This is awesome, because guess what? You're growing, right? So the power of the mastermind. Again, every Monday, we come together and do a mastermind. The next one is a definite chief aim. This is the importance of setting clear goals and priorities. You've got to have a definite chief aim, identifying your purpose and passion in life, creating a clear and concise statement for your goals. Notice the key word there. Creating a clear and concise statement. Statement to me is the goal there, the key word there for your goals. For example, I am so happy and grateful now that I am a national director before the new year of 2026. I am so happy and grateful now that January 1st, 2026, I've achieved my goal of becoming an executive director, and I'm so happy and grateful. You've got to see, here's the deal for your notes. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Some of you guys, how many of you guys put a number 1 in the chat if you have a goal to be a better speaker and trainer? A better speaker and trainer, put a me or a 1 in the chat if your goal is to be a better speaker and or trainer. Okay, great. I want you to pay attention to the trainers that have had the results. Let me tell you something. The reason why we build big businesses is because we've trained a lot more people. We've recruited a lot more people. We've got a lot more no's, and we train a lot more people. We had a lot more people quit on us. A lot more customers quit on us and cancel on us. But notice when I say, notice the pauses of the trainer. I'm kind of giving you a side note tips here, by the way. But it's still related, right? Because you got to have a definite chief aim. Okay. Identifying your purpose, breaking down large goals into smaller, manageable tasks, staying focused and committed to your goals. So what is your definite chief aim? So here's how it goes. There could be 1 or 2 or 3 definite chief aims, big ones, big goals, but you've got a lot of small ones that lead to the definite main goal, the chief aim, your definite chief aim, meaning it's got to be clear as day. I know that here's the deal. The goal has not only have to be clear as day. I want you to listen to me closely, man. Not only does it have to be clear as day, but you've got to repeat it over and over and over to yourself until you start to believe it. For example, let's take the word believe, right? Somebody write the word believe in the chat. I want you to just write the word believe. Okay, put the word believe in the chat. Okay, perfect. That's good enough. I want it in the chat because I want all of you guys to look at that word. Look at the word, and what are the 3? There's 3 letters right smack in the middle of that word. What are those words? The 3 words squarely in the middle of the word believe are what? Lie. That's right. Lie. Check this out. For your notes, ladies and gentlemen, even the cool people should participate, by the way. Don't be the cool guy or girl. Guess what? Cool guy or cool girl doesn't make the money in business. So here's the deal. Lie. When I have my definite chief aim, I remember wanting to be an IMD. Gabby won't let me lie. Gabby and I worked that business together. I would write it down. You know, I am so happy and grateful now that I am a IMD Diamond. IMD means International Marketing Director. 2010, that was a top position in the company I was with. The volume requirements for that were $320,000 per month of coffee sales. $320,000 a month. It was IMD. And I said, I am so happy and grateful now that I am an IMD. I am the first IMD. I am the youngest IMD in the company's history. And I'm making $100,000 per month. I am so happy and grateful. Here's what happens. I started to say it so much that I started to believe it. But the belief came from a lie. Because in the beginning, I didn't believe. I had doubts that I could be a diamond. My goal, IMD, my goal was to hit IMD in 18 months. And in the beginning, I was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't really believe this. And they said, you got to write it down. It's got to make you push. It's got to be like, you got to at least believe it's doable, even if it's really hard, but you got to at least believe it's doable. So I wrote it down. So in the beginning, the belief sounds like a lie. And just like a real lie, guess what happens? You repeat it enough, you start to believe it. How many of us know some people that lie so much that they end up believing the lie? Has anybody ever met people like that? You tell a lie so much, like the government these days, right? Anyways, I won't get into that. But you tell a lie so much that you start to believe it because you said it so much. Well, why wouldn't you do that with the kind of person that you are, with the kind of success that you want? See, no, I guarantee you, no teacher in traditional schooling ever told you this. Chief aim, believe big. It will sound like a phony. It will sound like a fraud in your mind in the beginning. And you keep saying it over and over. I'm so happy and grateful now that, fill in the blank. I'm so happy and grateful now. And here's the deal. The next step is this. Feel the emotions. I am so happy and grateful now that money is not an issue because I'm making over $50,000 a month, whatever the number is for you, 20,000 a month, 200,000, whatever the number is for you. Money is not an issue. When I go to a restaurant, I don't look at the right side of the menu, the prices. I look at the left side of the menu for whatever it is that I want. I don't worry about the price. I'm so happy and grateful now that I live here, that I drive this, that my kids go to this private school, whatever the case may be, and start to feel, here's the deal, you got to start dreaming like kids dream. Like, get excited about what's to come. This book talks a lot. So does, guess what? So does a good book. The Bible talks about this as well. Okay? So the definite chief aim is those main goals, that main goal, right? And you've got to repeat it over and over, over and over, write it down, and then have other goals that are smaller goals that all help in catapulting you towards that definite chief aim. The next one is this: self-confidence. Self-confidence, building self-confidence through self-reflection, self-improvement, and positive self-talk. Recognizing and overcoming self-limiting beliefs and fears. I'll stop here real quick. Some of you guys are still fearful and your self-confidence isn't where it needs to be. And I'll tell you why that is. Because you haven't done enough of the legwork that it takes for that to be gone. You haven't talked to enough people. You haven't pitched enough people, got enough rejection. That's why your self-confidence is not where it needs to be. You know why? Because you haven't done your part. Straight up. Let me tell you something, man. The first time I got punched in the face, it hurt more than it would today. Let's just put it that way, right? It's kind of a weird example, but the more you do something, the less hard it is, the less of a shock it is. You get used to it. So my self-confidence comes from knowing, this is key. The day in the future where I have achieved my goals, not only financially, but other things, that day already exists in the future, and I'm going to get there with or without you, with or without your approval, with or without your yes, or with or without your no. And it starts by the evidence I see in other people. You got to get to the point. You got to get to the point where you see the evidence of other people's success, and you got to ask yourself this question. If that person breathes the same air as me, don't they? That person has the same abilities that I do, don't they? For the most part, this is the case, right? There's people that have real challenges, right? And sometimes we take some of those things for granted. So the self-confidence comes from our actions. When we are out getting the no's, when we are out talking to people, getting the no's. And then guess what? What happens is this. You do more numbers and you get better. Now your ratios become better. Your self-confidence improves, because I used to talk to 10 to get 1, talk to 10, get 1, talk to 10, get 1. Now I talk to 10, I get 2. Not only am I confident because now my ratios are 20% when they used to be 10%, but guess what? I'm also confident because I don't stumble on my words anymore. I know how to overcome these objections. When somebody says, oh, is this one of those network marketing things? It used to stumble me. Now it doesn't stumble me. Oh, I heard solar doesn't work. That used to make me stumble. It doesn't know. Oh, I heard alkaline water is not really good for you. That used to stump me. It doesn't anymore. Oh, I heard this about security, home security, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't stop me anymore. You know why? Because I put in the work. So in the laws of success, ladies and gentlemen, in order to achieve the things that we want in life, it takes getting and living. Notice the pauses. Those of you guys that want to be better speakers and trainers. It takes getting and living outside of your comfort zone. The problem is most people's self-confidence and success is not where it needs to be. You know why? Because they're afraid to get out of their comfort zone. Okay? developing a growth mindset and embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Write this down. We win some, we learn some. That is a millionaire mindset, by the way. Average people say we win some and we lose some. I'll never say that. You ask my 10-year-old son, since he was 6, he's been saying you win some, you learn some. Hey, we win some, we learn some, huh? In martial arts, we say sometimes you're the hammer, you're smashing your opponent. Sometimes you're the nail. Sometimes you're winning, you're smashing your opponent. Sometimes you're the nail, you're getting smashed. You're getting the worst end of it. That's how it is in life. That's how it is in business. So your first year, some of you guys in 2024, you were the nail. In 2025, you're going to be the nail half the time and the hammer half the time. And in 2026, you're going to be the hammer in 2026. Question is, are you willing to do what it takes consistently and persistently over an extended period of time to become the hammer? Practicing positive affirmations and visualizing techniques. This is another thing that helps your self-confidence. Your positive affirmations. Remember, you've got your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is infinite. I say this all the time, guys. The subconscious mind is infinitely more powerful than the conscious mind. Whatever you tell it, it will believe in. It will start to search the universe. It'll start to search your brain. It'll start to search your memories. It'll start to bring about the people, places, things, and circumstances to bring forth what you give it, because it is a natural law. Remember, there's man-made laws and there's natural laws. We can break man-made laws, but we can't break natural laws. So it is a natural law that we attract into our life what we consistently think about, we bring about. What we consistently talk about, take actions towards. When I go to sleep, I pray, right? I thank my maker for all the blessings, and I even thank him for the future blessings that are coming my way. I thank him for the people that are coming my way. I thank him for the people that are going to leave, because some people are going to have to go. That's what it is. I say it all the time. The same people that get you to one rank aren't the same people that get you to the next rank. So practicing positive affirmations and visualizing, I talked about that earlier. You got to visualize yourself being that person and feel the feelings and taking calculated risk and stepping outside of your comfort zone. We talked about that earlier. I've got a book stamp here. This is the check it out. This is the self-confidence formula in the book. You can see there it is. Self-confidence formula. And it's highlighted. I'm going to read it to you. It's kind of long, but I'm going to read it to you. Kind of like I read my kids' books at night. All of you guys are my kids right now, right? I'm going to read you all a story tonight. I know that I have so number one, first of all, self-confidence formula. First of all, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, keyword coming, therefore I demand of myself, another keyword, persistent, aggressive, and continuous actions towards its attainment. Oh man, this stuff is good. This is 1925. Still good today. Keywords. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand, keyword, I demand of myself. Next one, next keyword. I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous action towards its attainment. How many of you guys can honestly say, I want you to say me in the chat, how many of you guys can honestly say that you are demanding from yourself persistent, aggressive, and continuous actions towards the attainment of your definite achievement? I want you to put me in the chat. If it's not you, don't put it. It's okay. Most of you guys, and maybe not, right? And that's cool. I noticed how it's coming in slowly. What does this mean to me? I demand of myself aggressive and continuous action towards its attainment. Persistent, aggressive, and continuous action towards its attainment. Here's what it means: that I know how many people I need to talk to every single day, and I don't deserve to go to sleep at night until I talk to those doggone people. If it's midnight where I'm at, I better, and I haven't talked to those people yet, the amount of people I need to talk to on a daily basis, I better get online and talk to find some people that are online, or some people live somewhere else. And we're not international yet. We will be very soon. Soon you're going to be able to be here and talking to people in Asia. It's midnight where you're at, and it's morning in Asia. That is what demands, that's what success demands. I want you guys to understand, some people are not getting the results that they want because they don't even know what it actually takes to win. You know why? If you've never won, let's say your goal is to make $1 million a year, and you never made $1 million a year. Some of you guys are underestimating the amount of effort and the person you need to become to make $1 million a year. So some of you guys think that you're doing enough. So here's the deal. Tony Robbins says, people underestimate people underestimate what they could do in a year. I got it now. People overestimate what they could do in a year, but they underestimate what they could do in 5. Some of you guys, if you have a goal to make $1 million a year, and you go and with that $1 million per year effort, and you make 100,000, but now you've grown. Now the gap between where you're at and where you need to be to make that million is not as big as before. You understand, you have more clarity, you have more experience. Now you're able to go to that next level. But that's why I want to read this to you, because I want to make sure that you guys know what it takes. The next one, number 2, I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Listen, the dominating thoughts, I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduce themselves outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. Something very key here is this. So much, man, just in that number 2, there's so much knowledge. Here's the deal. I will concentrate my mind daily upon, let's see, so it's going to reproduce itself outwards, and I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the person I intend to be. I always talk about be, do, have. Who's ever heard me talk about be, do, have? Raise your hand or put it in the chat. Be, do, have. You got to first be the person. How would that person act? How often would they be at the office? How often would they be door knocking? Or how often would they be making phone calls? How often would they be generating minimum 8 points a day? Would they even be generating 8 points a day? Or would they be generating more? Would that person invest time and money into their business? Yes or no, right? First, you become the person, act as if. And remember, I say it all the time because repetition. You got to hear it a lot of times for it to click. Some of you guys, you're going to have to hear this next part 50 times for it to click for you. Stop thinking that change takes time. That is a myth. Change doesn't take time. Change takes a decision. It's BS. Don't buy into that lie that change takes time. Some of you guys haven't made the necessary changes because in your subconscious mind, it's like they opened your skull, got into your brain and programmed you like a computer. Change takes time. Therefore, your subconscious mind remember, your subconscious mind believes whatever you give it, positive or negative, it'll believe it. You could tell the most beautiful person in the world that they are ugly. You tell that person that they're ugly long enough, they're going to believe that they're ugly. I know some of my friends, man. I'm a perfect example. My wife is way out of my league. right? And I got some friends that are in the same boat. But you know why those guys ended up with that woman, or why I ended up with my woman? Because I believe that I deserve to have a woman like that. Doggone right I do. I believe that I deserve the success that's coming to me and the success that has come to me. I believe it. So the subconscious mind, the conscious mind will challenge you. Yes, that's not true. You're not this. You're not a millionaire. You're not going to be. How do you figure you're going to be a millionaire? Blah, blah, blah. Your subconscious mind, however, takes whatever you give it. It says, oh, you're a millionaire. Sounds good. Looks like we're a millionaire. Yep. Oh, you're going to make this much money per month and per year. And you're going to own this much real estate one day. I believe it. Let's start to work with universal powers, right? Laws of the universe to bring forth what it is that you are asking for it. Now, when you're out there taking the action and you start to believe and you start to concentrate your mind on that person that you want to become through the affirmations, through your thoughts. I say this all the time as well. Most people's self-talk is negative. Most people's self-talk is negative. 95% of people's self-talk is negative, unconsciously negative. You got to start thinking about what you're thinking about. Some of you guys, including myself, have a potty brain. What I mean is this, not bad words, but bad thoughts. Too much doubt. So you got to start thinking about what you're thinking about. Again, I say it all the time. If your best friend talked to you the way you talk to yourself sometimes, you wouldn't be friends anymore. You got to start believing in yourself more. Let's go. Number 3. I know that through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it. Therefore, I shall devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the personal development, the development, of the factors named in the 15, let me see, let's go to the next one. Lessons of this reading course on the law of success. Number 4, I have clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life for the coming 5 years. I have set a price on my service for each of these 5 years. What it means by set a price is, what is the price you're willing to pay? How many hours, how many phone calls, what are you willing to give up? So, a price that I intend to earn and receive through strict application of the principle of efficient, satisfactory service, which I intend to render in advance. Number 5, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless it's built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction. I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces which I use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I first will serve them. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity. Because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. Then it says, I will sign my name on this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it out loud once a day with full faith that I will gradually influence my entire life so that I will be successful and be a successful and happy worker in my chosen field of endeavor. And it gives you the option to sign. And as you guys can see, I signed it. Okay, it's got the highlights there. So let's go back to sharing the screen. You guys got to get that book and commit 30 minutes of personal development, 10 pages a day, or 30 minutes of a good book a day. Let's go. Let me let these people in. All right, here we go. Law number 4. And by the way, in case you haven't noticed, we're not going to get through all 12 today. The habit of saving. The importance of saving and investing for long-term financial security. creating a budget and tracking your expenses, prioritizing needs over wants, and avoiding unnecessary debt. That is such a key one. We're talking about the laws of success. Very often what happens, and I'm guilty of this, I've been guilty of this, where I make more money, I have more expenses. I make more money, I have more expenses. And they call it keeping up with the Joneses, right? Where just because I make more, I want to spend more. And you want to, that's why the Smart Money Club is there. And that education on Wednesdays, it's now happening on Wednesdays. You want to make sure that you are learning that stuff little by little, because it's not just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. It's about also having investments. Like I have a vision, ladies and gentlemen, as a president and co-founder of this company, I have a vision for one day, us making investments together. Imagine one day the BYLD community owns 10,000 doors. In case you don't know what that means, is 10,000 units, real estate units. Imagine as a BYLD community, one day, we're not only making our subscription residual, our overrides on the high ticket services, but we own a bunch of real estate together. Would that be pretty cool? Guess what? Goes back to the mastermind. Imagine once you get to this rank, hey, by the way, you could put a percentage of your earnings into this, and these are the experts. Let's introduce you. Here's what we're doing. We're buying real estate in these states, and here's a go of this, and blah, 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 blah. Of course, everything has to be done legally through escrow and all that stuff. I want you guys to go into the mind, because look, one day we will do that. And guess what? We're going to bring this recording from 2025. In the book Think and Grow Rich, and in this book, it says thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. The person you become, the money you make, the rank you get, the things you own, the investments, the assets. Learning, the Smart Money Club is going to teach you on the basis of assets versus liabilities. Liabilities eat you. Assets feed you, right? Liabilities go down in value. Assets go up in value. These are all things. We are not just a direct sales company. This is much bigger than that. It is a community where people eventually will say, I don't want to go nowhere. It doesn't make any doggone sense to go anywhere with the value that we're getting here, right? The growth that we're getting here. So, and I know that we already have some lifers. I know that we already have some BYLD lifers because of the community that we're growing that's so strong. Let's go. Building an emergency fund and investing in assets, I just talked about that, to generate a passive income. Avoiding get-rich-quick schemes and staying disciplined in your financial planning. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, can you get rich with BYLD? Yes. Is it going to happen overnight? No. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some growth. It's going to take some effort, right? Let's keep going. Number 5, initiative and leadership. This reminds me of the WIN formula. Write this down for your notes. If you don't know it by memory, you should be writing this down. The WIN formula, W-I-I-N. Got to be willing to get on these trainings. It's every Monday at 6 o'clock. Every Monday at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. Your calendar should have this training on autopilot, repeat every Monday. Every Monday. You should not need anybody to remind you to get on these trainings if you want to be successful. Some people are going to tell you, and I'm sure some of you guys have probably already got this, man, they're brainwashing you. Barbie, Justin, Jose, you know they're brainwashing you, right? How many of you guys have got that before, whether with this business or another business? Hey, they're brainwashing. Here's what I say. You know what? I needed a good brainwash. I'd rather be brainwashed by a millionaire than be brainwashed by you. You understand what I'm saying? This is personal development, man. There's no one person that's making anybody rich here, right? It's a 99. The biggest subscription is $99 a month. The most money to pay to get started with our company is $200. Come on, man. Does that make sense? But we know that the more we impact, the more value we bring, the more success we bring, we're going to hit our goals, right? So let's go. Taking it. So the WIN formula, W-I-I-N. The first one is willing. You've got to be willing to pay the price. Upfront and in full. Notice the pauses. Notice the fluctuation, by the way, of the way that the trainers train. Sometimes we speed it up. Sometimes we slow it down. Because here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, you want to build a big successful business, you got to duplicate speakers. You want to build a residual income, subscription, residual income, override income, you got to build pods, P-O-D-S, points of distribution. The way you build the most pods is, guess what? Duplicate the most presenters. You got to get good at being a presenter. You got to get confident being a presenter. So the W, willing. The I stands for two things, initiative and inspire. You got to be willing to take the initiative. By you being willing and taking initiative, you will also inspire others. People in your upline, people in your downline, people in your sideline. And then the N stands for never, ever quit. So it says here, taking initiative and developing leadership skills to achieve success. Identifying opportunities and taking calculated risks. Give you an example of that. Some of you guys are going to be presented with, hey, I just closed a deal. I made $3,000. That real estate event is having, they have a booth available for their event of 100 realtors, 50 realtors, 150 realtors, whatever the case may be, but they're charging me $500, $700 for a booth. Wow. Might be a calculated risk that you might be willing to take. Sure, I'll invest $500 because guess what? JC always talks about you want more money and time. You got to invest more money and time. So it's a calculated risk. Maybe you pay it, you go, you get no good leads. You get a couple people, but just a bunch of looky-loos tire kickers. Is that a possibility? It absolutely is. Guess what? It also has to do with, though. It also has to do with the type of person you are. How prepared are you? But sometimes, frankly, you're going to invest in something. That's an example, right? And it may not go nowhere. Sometimes it may go and get you 1, 2, 3 sales, right? So this is just a small example. Building a strong work ethic and being proactive in your pursuits, developing strong communication and interpersonal skills, leading by example and inspiring others to follow your vision. Bottom line, leadership. It can be summed up in leadership. You got to become a better leader. We all have to become better leaders. You want to win big in business. I don't care if it's network marketing. I don't care if it's solar loan. I don't care if it's real estate sales, insurance sales. You want your relationship with your children and your spouse. Leadership skills are life skills. You could read books on leadership. You could model leaders that you are inspired by. One of the things is do as you say as you do. Lead by example. You want your team to generate 8 points a day, you better generate 16. You better average 16 points a day. You want people to be core? You want people to generate 8 points a day daily, you become core. Core is more than just generating 8 points a day. It's got to start with you. You got to be the person. You got to always be able to say, watch me. Watch me. Watch how many trainings I'm going to do for people. Watch how many presentations I'm going to do for the business and for sales. Watch how many people I'm going to recruit and prospect on a daily and weekly basis. Watch me. Watch how many trainings I'll attend. Watch how much I'll participate, how much my camera will be on. Watch me. Bottom line, it comes down to leadership. And if you are the right leader, you will take the right initiative. The next one is number 6, imagination. Tapping into the power of imagination to generate ideas and solutions. Practicing creative thinking and brainstorming techniques. Perfect example, this weekend, we were going to do a generic Super Saturday. We always do Super Saturdays. I was like, you know what? And then I went to a networking event like 3 years ago for EXP, 2 years ago for EXP Realty. And I loved it. They had over 100 people there, different industries, and they just had a couple of speakers present and bring value. They interviewed some people, and one of the main guys went up and presented EXP Realty, the business model, in like 10 minutes. Just like a brief overview, highlights, boom, boom, boom. But it was a networking event, and all of his agents were there to network with all of the people there, and they pitched the EXP Realty opportunity. And I said, that was a success. They got a lot of great content for social media. Their people, their teammates got opportunity to network with other people there. They brought in a lot of people they normally didn't bring in. Guess what? That was a good idea. It wasn't my idea, somebody else's idea. They say, write this down. It's okay to be a copycat, as long as you copy the right cat. Does that make sense? It's okay to be a copycat. Oh, man, listen, I always have my business hat on. Always. I look at what people do and I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. I'm going to implement that. One of the things that I'm going to do in February, we're supposed to do it January, but this event took priority. We're going to do a customer appreciation day. Me and all of you guys that have customers, we're going to do something at the corporate office. We're going to talk about, we'll probably get the Elvis impersonator again, do something for 2.5 hours, 3 hours with some food, with some raffles, some gifts, an impersonator. All of our guests, invite them over, have them come over. We pitch them the solar customers, we pitch them the water and security. The security customers, we pitch them the water and solar, etc., etc. Here's the deal. Your biggest resource, Tony Robbins says, your biggest resource is your resourcefulness. Your biggest resource is your resourcefulness. What's another thing that we do? Lunch and learns for realtors, or just lunch and learns in general for professionals. Last time we did a lunch and learn, I told my partner Wences, I said, hey, let's do a lunch and learn. I want to host a lunch and learn. He said, yeah, that's a great idea. He said, hey, why don't you, the mastermind, we're talking business. And he says, hey, if you're going to do a lunch and learn for realtors, I saw so-and-so do this. He offered them free headshots. Is Jay going to be there? I said, yeah, Jay's going to be there. There's going to be one of the episodes for the We're Building vlog. By the way, if you're not, somebody put it on the chat. If you're not following me on YouTube and our Build Network YouTube channel and our We're Building vlog, you're missing out. There's 13 episodes. They're like 5 to 10 minutes each. You got to go and watch all of them and show me some love. Show the company some love. Go like and comment the video. I want the views to go up like crazy. Instead of watching whatever you watch on YouTube, watch. There's 13 episodes, so you already got like 2 hours that you could watch. You want to watch something cool, productive? Our pre-launch event is there. Our launch event is there. The Mentor Factory has its own episode as well. It's there, etc., right? So anyways, he says, if you're already going to do the lunch and learn, why not give them free headshots? Jay could take a picture of them, and now you're not only promoting a lunch and learn. Hey, come in to this lunch and learn. Lunch is on us. Learn about how you can become a better asset and understand solar better. Oh, and by the way, if you need an updated headshot, we got you. You don't have to pay $100-200 for updated headshots. We'll do it for you. I said, you know, that's a great idea. Imagination. Number 2, mastermind. Some of these things, ladies and gentlemen, we're all doing them already automatically, but we're not thinking about it. Okay? So developing a childlike curiosity and sense of wonder, embracing new experiences and stepping outside of our comfort zones, and using visualization techniques to bring your ideas to life. Next one is this: enthusiasm. Cultivating enthusiasm and passion to drive motivation and success. The most successful people in life have way bigger enthusiasm. Now, notice the words. These last ones. IASM. Who could tell me what that could be an acronym for? If you know, I've said this before, by the way. If you know, put it on the chat. If you don't know, it's okay. Enthusiasm. Why would I be enthusiastic? By the way, Jonathan Franco, thank you. And Ray, thank you for sharing the link there. No, Robert, that's not what it means. I am smart. I am super motivated. I am sold myself. I am super motivated too, by the way. IASM, I am sold myself. I am enthusiastic because I am sold myself. I am sold on this vision. I am sold on this career path. I am sold on the company's vision. I'm sold on this comp plan. I'm sold on these services. You got to be enthusiastic if you want to win in business. You want to win in business, you better be enthusiastic. You better be excited. And guess what? Everything that we've talked about today helps. When you're writing down your goals and you start to practice being excited about them ahead of time, in the beginning, it's hard. Eventually, it becomes easier. Then you start to do some of the things that you're learning and training. Think about how many golden nuggets have been shared on the Millionaire Mentorship Zoom. A lot. You will be shocked when you're a year in doing the activity knowledge, coming here to the learning knowledge and applying, how much you will grow in a year. It's going to be tremendous. So developing a positive attitude and outlook on life, practicing gratitude and appreciation for all that you have, and sharing your enthusiasm and inspiring other people to follow your passions. Now, they say in network marketing, you got to light yourself on fire. If you light yourself on fire, other people will come to watch you burn. What does that mean? That means that you get so excited and people are going to wonder, what in the world are you doing? Why are you so excited? They say you'll scare off 1 out of 10 people by being too excited. But you'll scare off 9 out of 10 people by not being excited enough. The enthusiasm comes through the belief, but some of you guys, your belief is lacking. And you know why your belief is lacking? Because the meetings are lacking you. Some of you guys, your enthusiasm is lacking because the Mentor Factory was lacking you. And you were lacking the Mentor Factory, the launch event, this weekend's event. Some of you guys are not going to come this weekend because it's a little bit uncomfortable. Because of our lack of effort is the reason why our bank account lacks dollars. You got to make a decision that you are sold yourself. IASM at the end of enthusiasm. I am sold myself. The question is, are you sold yourself? Because here, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there's people that haven't signed the BYLD document virtually yet to sign up into the business. They're going to come in here this year and they're going to smoke a bunch of people that have been here. And that's okay. That's a part of the business. But some of you guys that these people might pass you up, you should have never been passed up. One of the saddest things in the world is wasted talent. Wasted talent. They say the richest place in the world is a cemetery. It isn't the oceans of the world. It isn't the mountains with all the gold. No, no, no. The richest place in the world is a cemetery, because that's where people go with their talents, their ambitions, their gifts that they never gave life to. They tippy-toe around life, not taking risks. They tippy-toe their whole life. They tippy-toe through life all the way to arrive safely to the grave. I don't want to take a risk. I don't want to invest in that. I don't want to invest in the plane ticket to go to the event. I don't want to invest the time because I'm tired from work. And they tippy-toe around life to live a mediocre life, to safely get to the grave. And then guess what? It isn't what they did that most people regret in their deathbed. It's what they didn't do. I want to go knowing, man, I gave it my all. Shoot. I want to live for generations to come. I'm going to write a book eventually. One of the books I have a passion to write is on being a father to boys, raising boys. That's a book that I'm telling you, I'm going to write. If the Creator gives me life, I'm going to write. I want to live through that. I want to live through other people's testimonies. I want to live through a legacy company that'll be around long after me. Because think about it. How many of you guys remember your grandfather's dad? Or your grandmother's mom? Or your great-grandmother's mom? Or your great-grandfather's dad? My point is that one day, the house that we live in and everything, the car that we care about, the house that we live in, one day a stranger's going to live there. Our names are going to be forgotten like this. But guess what? If we go out there and do something special for the world, something special, maybe our names will live longer than the average person. Look at Napoleon Hill. This dude's going to live in people's minds and hearts. They're going to be talking about him for a long time to come. You know why? Because people talk about people that did great things. And I plan on being one of those people. I'm going to do great things. That's one of my chief aims in life. It isn't to go, no, man, I don't want to go safely. I got some big goals in life, man. And I'm enthusiastic about these big goals. Let's close this off. Self-control. Developing self-control and discipline to overcome obstacles and stay focused. Remember this. Some of you guys heard this before. This is a golden nugget. If money or people can solve it, it's not a problem, it's a situation. Some people drown in a cup of water. Like, bro, you're not in the ocean, man. This is a small problem. Why are you letting such a small problem be such a big deal? Can people or money solve it? Yes, then it's not a problem, it's a situation. And then they let small situations turn into a big problem that they made up in their mind because they don't have self-control and discipline. And probably the reason why is because you didn't grow up like that. You didn't grow up around people that take control. Hey, when the shit hits the fan, I'm the guy to call. And I cuss on purpose because I want to drive a point. My business partners, my wife and my kids, they know if the ish hits the fan, call daddy. I'm that guy. I'm that guy in life. My brother, ask my brother Lewis, when the shit hits the fan, who do you call in the family? JC. And I'm not saying he is not one of them. He is. That's not what I'm saying. But I learned a long time ago. I'm cool in a thunderstorm. I'm gonna figure it out. When things are going out of control, I'm the guy that's gonna get it together. You gotta say, I'm the guy, I'm the girl that gets it together. Call me. When the ish hits the fan, I'm the guy that gets things done. All of y'all, I'm not saying all of you, saying all of y'all, there must be that other guy or girl. But I'm the guy that gets things done. You know why? First of all, I repeat it over and over and over. I know I say that to myself. And here's what's going to happen, by the way. Because your self-confidence, you're going to work on your self-confidence and your person. Because of that, some people are going to think they're going to call you cocky. Some people are going to tell you that you think you're, you know what, doesn't stink. They're going to tell you, oh, you think you're too good. No, it's not that I think that I'm too good. It's that I'm learning. It's that I'm growing. I am growing. I'm learning for people like Mr. Sam Bean, like Mr. Wesley Navarro, Mr. Danny Pacheco, Mr. Jabari Sattler. Mr. Chris McHenry. I mean, so many. Calvin Hong today was training. I am learning from these people, and I'm learning that in life, there's going to be storms that come, and I got to learn self-control. I reflect sometimes on things in the past. How did I handle it? What could I have done better? I look at people going through storms and how they handle it. How they handle it. And I'm like, I can learn from this guy. I can learn from this woman. Man, I admire the way they handle these situations. I look at life different than I used to look at life. That's what I'm saying. Developing self-control and discipline to overcome obstacles and staying focused. Next one, recognizing and managing your emotions. Ladies and gentlemen, in business, emotions are cool, but logic. And this is, listen, man, this is something that I'm working on as well, right? I don't pretend to have everything, together just because I'm training on this. No, I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is an area. I'm not emotional. You're not going to catch me crying. But sometimes, I'll give an example. We got a call, my partner Wes and I got a call from a friend of ours who has been a friend of ours for a long time. And he mentions about another company owner saying, hey, man, I really don't like the bravado I see, towards our company. And I was like, we haven't mentioned these guys at all. At all. Like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. I called Wences afterwards. Say, you know what, bro? I really don't like what this guy said, man. And these guys are, I won't put it the way I said, but they're getting me mad. Let's just put it that way. These guys are really getting me mad. And I think I should call so-and-so to say, hey, listen, where's the misunderstanding? Because I don't even think about you guys. He says, bro, just let it go. Doesn't even matter. We're clearly doing something right that these guys are watching every step of the way. And I say, you know what? You're right. But I got a little bit more emotional than I should have. This literally happened. Oh, crap. What's the date? Monday? This happened last week. Thursday or Friday. Right? It's, we're always learning, guys, right? We're always learning. So avoiding procrastination and staying motivated. Procrastination is a cornerstone of poverty. Write that down. Procrastination is a cornerstone of poverty. Okay? Practicing mindfulness and living in the present moment. That is so key. I'm going to give you guys one more. We're going to wrap it up. Let's see. The habit of doing more than you're paid for. Oof, I love this. Here's how it works. In this business, you got to go like this. Work, 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 check. See, in a job, you go work, check. Work, check. It's predictable, right? I work 5 days a week, I get a check, or I get paid, for the last 2 weeks, every 15 days, right? In entrepreneurship, it's work, 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 check. Then it's work, 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 check. Oh, it's not as bad anymore. I'm getting a check more frequently. Then it's work, work, check. Then it's work, check. Now it's more normal. Then it's work, check, check, check. Then it's work, check, 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 check. Vacation, check, check, work. How many of you guys want to get to that point? Wasn't last year, because we're already in 2025. In 2023, I took my family to Hawaii. Notice how the speaker always brings up stories, by the way. Become a good storyteller. This not only makes you a better speaker, it makes you a more interesting person. Become a good storyteller. We take a vacation to Hawaii. It was my mom and my mother-in-law's birthday are 1 day apart. August 16th, August 17th. I said to my wife, we're going to take them both to Hawaii for their birthday. So we went to Hawaii for 10 days. My point is this. I'm in Hawaii with my family doing all kinds of stuff. My son and my wife, they want to swim with dolphins. We got them swimming with dolphins, right? We went to eat at all these beautiful restaurants. We went to do all kinds of excursions, all kinds of stuff. While I was there, I spent over 5 figures on that trip, okay, in 10 days. I got deposited more than triple what that cost me without working for those 10 days. More than triple what the trip cost me, 5-figure trip. More than triple what that trip cost me without working. 2023. But when I started in 2020, I had lost everything. I knew nothing about solar, and I was starting a new industry during the pandemic. Not the best time to start. And I started door knocking to get my first clients during the pandemic. You know why? Because my identity is that I'm that guy that has that self-control. I'm gonna win. I'm the guy that's gonna find a way to win. You need to adopt that philosophy. I'm the guy, or I'm the girl, I'm the man, or I'm the woman that's gonna find a way to win. I'm the one that demands to win because I deserve it. You know why? I'm putting in the efforts. I'm doing what my mentors are telling me. I'm doing the daily actions, and I know what are the right daily actions. The company has a system for it. It's called the 8-point system. I know I got to become core. I don't miss any trainings. I don't miss any meetings. I'm paying the price up front and in full, consistently and persistently over an extended period of time. And I have the habit of doing more than I'm paid to do, because that's what winners does. And that comes from this book. Don't take my word for it, man. Comes from this book. You guys know that if you guys know the story of how these books came to be, right? Napoleon Hill interviewed the most successful, the richest people in the world, and they gave them in the book Think and Grow Rich the 13 steps to developing wealth. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, before that with this one, and they asked them to water it down. Okay, so here we go. Going above and beyond expectations to build reputation and achieve success, providing exceptional value and service to others, developing a strong work ethic and being proactive in your pursuits, building strong relationships and networking with others. Doesn't that apply to us big time? And continuously improving and expanding your skills and knowledge. So we got through 9. There's 16. It's already the top of the hour. We're going to save the next ones for next week. So next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to go ahead and continue today's training. If you guys got some value, I want you guys to let them know on the group. By them, I mean all the people that missed out, that you got value from today. Make sure you guys follow our vlog, right? On YouTube. We put the link here. Let's put it one more time. I appreciate that, everybody. Hans, thank you for that. And everybody putting in, your stuff. I really appreciate it. You guys know that when we come on here, everybody comes on here. We give you guys our heart. There's no holding back here. we're going to give you our heart. And we got to find that balance, right, of personal development. Because how many of you guys are more likely to buy this book now and actually read it than you were before, right? I'm sure there's some of you guys that's the case. It's about those little things, right? Start your day off reading or finish your day off reading, right? And studying successful people, because the compound effect of this takes a big toll as your career continues to improve. So I appreciate everybody once again. Remember, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, business opportunity presentation followed by a Spanish one right after. Thursday, the same thing, right? And Saturday, the 18th, the Crush It event down in California. Make sure you all register. There you go. Good job, Jessica. Make sure you guys register for that event. We're going to bring some fire. Invite. Who do you know that's a sales professional? Who do you know that's an entrepreneur? Realtors, insurance guys, anybody and everybody. Let them know this is a generic event. There's going to be 2 very successful entrepreneurs training, and a panel of entrepreneurs going to be interviewed, and it's a networking event as well. You want to make sure that you attend, promote. Guess what? We're going to do events like that in different areas as well. I know Mr. Bean has some. He's traveling to different places doing events. Make sure you guys watch those events, promote, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.